Rassie Rasmus and the Springboks have just released the Springbok squad to face the All Blacks in a massive test coming up, the Rugby World Cup final rematch, and we get two of them. If you haven't, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Still about 82% of you guys that watch this channel on a regular basis are not subscribed. It helps us reach more rugby lovers. If you haven't, leave the video a like, and as always, leave your opinions down in the comments. Now let's get into this very interesting squad. A couple of players have been dropped, a couple new guys have been brought in, and there are a couple of familiar faces that have also come in. So starting off with the props. And we have plenty of props, not much change here. Thomas du Toit, who had an okay game against Australia. I still think he does deserve a shot. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know if he's going to get a shot against the All Blacks, but I definitely think he's going to play a role against Argentina. Then we have Steven Kitshoff back for the Springboks. We know how good he's been. He's now signed back with the Stormers, so he'll be playing his rugby here in Cape Town. Steven Kitshoff is just quality, brings so much experience to that front row. And now our front rows are really looking good. Next up, we got Vincent Koch, who, I mean, is Vincent Koch. He's had a great season for the Sharks. He's contributed so far in a Springbok jersey. And if you just think about it, Thomas du Toit, Steven Kitshoff, Vincent Koch, and Frans Malherbe, all quality props. That's a very strong bench that can come on against New Zealand. Oxencher, Gerrit Steenkamp, and Jan-Hendrik Wessels. So the starts, whoever starts, that isn't going to make much of a difference. I would be surprised if Ox and France don't start. But then we have so much quality coming off of that bench, whether it be Thomas du Toit, Steven Kitshoff, Vincent Koch, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, or Gerrit Steenkamp. Now, I do think Jan-Hendrik Wessels, someone who maybe we didn't expect to see against the All Blacks, but he's clearly proved himself against Australia and against Portugal. And Rassie Rasmus and the coaching staff definitely like what they see there. Going into the hooker position. Now, it's a little bit thin at the moment. Malcolm Marx and Bongi Mbonambe, but we do know that Jan-Hendrik Wessels can play that hooker role. It's interesting that Johan Grobler hasn't been picked for this squad, because Rassie Rasmus was saying that he was our third choice hooker, which probably leans me to think that Jan-Hendrik Wessels might slot in to that hooker position if need be. But Malcolm and Bongi can always do the job for us in that position, so absolutely no problems there. Then into the lock position. And now, if we look at this lock position and the locks that have been included, we're running a bit thin on locks because, yes, we've got Eben Etzebeth, who is one of our best players ever. Eben has to be one of the first guys on the team sheet. Salman Murat went off a little bit early against Australia, unfortunately, but he is still looking to prove himself in a Springbok jersey. Ruan Nokia had a great season for the Bulls. I thought he was good against Australia and will probably end up starting if Archie Snyman isn't fit after that niggle that he had to pull out from the Australia test. Then we got Archie Snyman, who's also been included. And then interestingly, we got Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg. Now, I don't know too much about him. I know that he used to play for the Bulls back in the day, sort of 2015, 2016. He's now played upwards of 150 caps for Montpellier in France. He is 30, so I've never thought that he would sort of be on the radar for Rassie Rasmus, but clearly Rassie and the coaching staff are trying to build that depth in the lock position, right? We have so many injuries there, and I don't think he's going to play. I think he's just there to sort of learn the system in case that there is another injury to Archie Snyman the night before, Ruan Nokia, or even Salman Murat or Eben Etzebeth. So it's an interesting call. We have a lot of locks that are injured at the moment, so it does make sense. And we're just going to have to wait to see who Rassie Rasmus prefers to start in that lock position. I think if everyone's fit, it's probably Eben and Archie, with Salman and Ruan Nokia potentially coming off the bench. But then again, Ben Jason Dixon could also come off the bench. Speaking about Ben Jason Dixon, into the loose forwards. Ben Jason Dixon has been included. I thought he's been phenomenal for the Springboks. I like it when he plays in that number 7 jersey. Obviously, he has Pieter-Steph du Toit to compete with. But if you look at our loose forwards, we've obviously got Ben Jason Dixon, we've got Pieter-Steph du Toit. Those are two guys that can also play in the lock position. I also think Ulrich Loh could potentially play in that lock position. So while there are quite a few locks injured, I don't think it's a cause for concern at the moment. So Ben Jason Dixon, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi has obviously been included into the team. Our captain, Ulrich Loh, who I thought has been phenomenal for the Springboks against Australia. Kwagga Smith is obviously there. And now Jasper Wiese is back. So now that whole discussion of who's going to start in that number 8 position, Ulrich Loh, Kwagga Smith, or Jasper Wiese, is going to come up. We're going to be making a couple of videos on that this week. Jasper probably is still number 1 at the moment, but Ulrich and Kwagga are definitely putting him under the pump. And I don't see Kwagga Smith not being in the 23-man side to face New Zealand at that Ellis Park test. So either Ulrich Loh or Jasper Visser are going to miss out in that test. And then the final loose forward to round it off for us is Marco van Staden, who's also been great for the Springboks. And we just have so much depth in the loose forward positions that I'm not worried at all about the loose forwards. It's just going to be interesting to see who gets the starts, who comes off the bench, and how the Springboks manage that lock position with guys like Ben Jason Dixon, Peter Steph du Toit, and Ulrich Loh, who could potentially play lock as well. Then into the back line, and there's a surprising pick here. We've gone with 3 scrum-offs: Jaden Hendrickse, Kobus Reinach, and Grant Williams. So no Faf de Klerk. We've dropped Morning Van den Berg, and we've brought in Jaden Hendrickse. Now, Jaden did have an injury earlier in the year, which is why he wasn't included in the squad to face Wales or Portugal or Ireland or anything like that. But Jaden Hendrickse is a very, very good scrum-off. Then you got Grant Williams, who I still think out of those 3 is probably the best at the moment. And then Kobus Reinach with all the experience. If I had to take a guess on who's starting against the All Blacks, it's probably Kobus Reinach with Grant Williams on the bench. I would be very surprised to see Grant Williams or Jaden Hendrickse start against the All Blacks at Ellis Park, especially because the last time Grant Williams played there, he went off, I think in the 2nd or 3rd minute, he got concussed. So it's going to be a difficult mind battle for Grant Williams, especially if he's starting at Ellis Park. Into the fly-offs, again, blessed with so much talent, such as Fanbo Ngumazulu, Mani Lebok, and Andre Pollard. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how Rassie and the coaching staff manage these guys, how they rotate them, who starts, who comes off the bench, what positions they're playing. They've listed Andre Pollard here as a fly-off, but he has been playing inside center. So it's going to be very interesting to see, especially with Sasha being so young, only 6 or 7 caps now. Are they going to back him to start against the All Blacks at Ellis Park? I wouldn't be surprised to see them start him in Cape Town, because that's his home stadium. But it's going to be interesting to see who Rassie starts at fly-off for that first game at Ellis Park. Let me know who you guys think down in the comments. Then into the centers: Lukanya Damien Delende, Andre Esterhuizen, and Jesse Kriel. Now, this is saying to me that maybe Pollard is now going to move back to that fly-off position, because Andre Esterhuizen's back. We've also got Kanan Moody, who's been included in the outside backs, but we know that Kanan can play that outside center role, which then frees up Jesse Kriel a little bit. But I still think our best 12 and 13 at the moment is Delende and Jesse Kriel. Lukanya had a great game against Australia, and now we've seen that he can play 12 and 13. So again, another interesting choice that's going to be happening there in the center positions. Outside backs: Kurtley Arendse, Apelele Fassi, Cheslin Colby, Willie Leroux, Makazole Mapimpi, and Kanan Moody. So a lot of experience, as well as Kanan Moody, who's still relatively inexperienced. You got Apelele Fassi, who's still relatively inexperienced, but Apelele Fassi was absolutely phenomenal against Australia and made a massive case as to why he should be starting in this All Blacks series. As you'll see, there's no Damian Willemse there yet, so he's obviously still recovering from his finger injury. But once he's back, that position is going to be chock-a-block. Willie Leroux, Damian Willemse, Apelele Fassi. Who do you play there? And then obviously we've got 4 outstanding wingers in this side at the moment, in the likes of Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Colby, Makazole Mapimpi, and Kanan Moody. Again, Moody can play 13 or wing. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what sort of sides do get put out against the All Blacks at Ellis Park and in Cape Town. I'm going to be making a video about my prediction for this team, which will probably come out in a couple of days. As always, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you haven't, please make sure you absolutely murder that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.